Ellenson? Paul?
I must speak to you. Paul.
It's a well-known fact that man is a creature of habit. And if that man is a lawyer who's been in court all morning, he instinctively heads for Parker's at lunchtime. A good place to see old friends and trade a little gossip. Today, I was buttonholed by a talkative fellow attorney, young Bob Cowles. I like him. He's on a case and having trouble.
It's a court appointment, defending an old actor on a murder charge.
Oh, James Carew.
Well, then you've heard.
Just what I read in the papers. Carew's supposed to have killed Paul Ellenson, the producer, and robbed him of over $2,000.
That's the way all the evidence adds up. Every single piece of it.
When's the trial?
Next week. And I still haven't found a thing to base my defense on. I'll be a great help.
Oh, you'll come up with something.
I still have one last hope. Ellenson's daughter, Aggie Thorne, the actress. I might be able to find out something about her father's friends or enemies. Maybe one with a motive for killing him.
You're really beating the bushes.
I've got to try and help that poor old guy. Well, you understand, don't you?
Sure I do. Carew's name probably doesn't mean anything to you, but I remember almost flunking a bar exam because Carew was doing Hamlet.
Was he really good?
I used to wait in line for hours and wind up with a seat in the last row of the balcony.
If I had some help from somebody who cares.
Meaning me?
Well, I just thought, especially since you know something about Carew's past, you could understand why he deserves better than he's getting.
He does, Bob, but no, there's just too much here that has to be done.
Oh, there she is. Miss Thorne?
Carl?
Right.
Sorry we're late. This is my husband, Tony Alden.
How do you do?
I appreciate your coming. Mr. and Mrs. Alden, Mr. Maris.
Hello, Maris. Mr. Alden?
Why don't you sit down right here? You sure you can't reconsider?
Good luck, Bob.
Okay. Thanks.
Goodbye. Hi, Counselor. Oh, hello, Lieutenant.
Hey, what's the matter with you? Client got you down?
Well, that's the funny part. It's not my client at all.
Oh, that's my boy, Maris. Anyone I know?
James Carew.
Oh, yeah.
You on this case?
I haven't been assigned yet, but I've been checking into it a little.
Just what happened?
Well, on the night of the murder, Carew was at a theatrical club playing poker with Ellenson and 5 other guys. During the game, he hit Ellenson up for a job. It turned down cold. Ellenson won big that night, $2,300, and Carew saw him leave with it.
Well, what about the other players?
They all had alibis. I checked them out personally.
Everything seems to stack up against Carew.
When Carew was picked up, he blossomed forth with a whole new set of duds and had folding money in his pocket. Over $2,000.
What was his explanation?
Wait a minute, Herb. I thought you said you weren't involved in this case.
No, I'm not. Not professionally. But, look, Lieutenant, do me a favor, will you? If you see him, would you mention the fact that one of his old fans asked? It might cheer him up to know.
I'll do that. See you later, Herb.
Lieutenant.
Yeah?
On second thought, I'd like to tell him in person.
Fine. I'll phone down and arrange it.
It's very gratifying that you remember. So few people do these days.
I've just talked to your attorney. It might interest you to know that Bob's trying very hard.
I'm sure he is. But it's not an easy task proving me innocent, is it, Mr. Maris?
Frankly, it's not.
You doubt me, too.
I can only judge by the facts.
Oh, yes. Those little bits of information that pieced together make me out to be a thief and a murderer.
Please sit down and tell me just what happened, starting with the poker game.
Well, there isn't very much to tell. Paul Ellison was there, and I asked him about a new play he was casting.
And got turned down.
I thought he didn't understand that I didn't expect a leading role. I would have settled for anything, even a walk-on. So after he left, I decided to go to his apartment. Explain.
And maybe get a loan of some of that money you saw him win?
That's what they think. That's not why I went. He didn't even answer the door. I assumed it was because he was already asleep. Just didn't want to see me.
You just gave up and went home. And the next day, you just happened to fall heir to over $2,000.
Loyal, faithful George, my dresser. That was all his money. I told him what happened, and he thought if I had a new wardrobe and some cash in my pocket, I wouldn't look so much like a washed-up old actor. I borrowed from friends, small amounts. But the word gets around, Mr. Maris.
Why did George first deny giving you the money when Lieutenant Weston questioned it?
If people knew the source of my newfound affluence, the masquerade wouldn't play, would it?
How can you afford a valet?
I can't. But for the last few years, George insisted on staying on, without pay.
You expect a jury to believe this?
You ask me the truth. I have no way of making you or a jury believe it. They just don't seem to care. If you mean that I must grovel and snivel and plead, you're right, sir. I'm not a young man anymore, Mr. Maris. The little pride I have left is worth more than that to me. I hope you understand.
You did give him the money.
Why, yes, my entire savings. After all, a man my age doesn't want for much. I felt if he could help Mr. Carew get a new start.
Quite a gesture, considering you haven't been getting wages the past few years.
Oh, it's true, Mr. Carew hasn't paid me, but I couldn't leave him now, Mr. Maris. Not after all we've been through together.
Where did you get the money?
I've been saving for 40 years. Even when the Depression came, we always seemed to have enough.
You realize they'll check the bank, of course, the date you drew the money out.
Oh, I didn't have my money in a bank, Mr. Maris. You see, we've traveled so much, and... well, I have a false bottom to my old trunk, and I've never missed a nickel, Mr. Maris.
You say Carew paid cash for this out of the money you gave him?
Why, yes.
Well, let's hope he did. Galeottis. Did Carew pay cash for his purchase?
Well, not many of our customers do, but Mr. Carew was an exception.
Do you remember anything about the bills, the actual physical size?
Well, there was one. I didn't think there was anything wrong in keeping it as an oddity. It was a 10. I replaced it with one of my own.
Could I see it?
There isn't anything wrong in keeping it, is there?
No.
I only kept it to show my little boy.
I may want to keep this as evidence.
Keep it.
Here's one in exchange. I'll write you a receipt. Ever seen one of these, Lieutenant?
Not since I was a kid. This is one of the large-sized bills. Treasury Department called them back a long time ago when they started issuing the small ones we use today.
July 1929, to be exact.
So?
Carew used this to pay for his purchases.
Oh, from the old man's savings, you think?
George has been his dresser for 40 years. He's been saving his money for, well, since before 1929. He might have been telling the truth about giving Carew his nest egg.
Oh, Herb, I know what you're getting at. It's a good try, but what does it prove?
It proves where Carew got his money.
One bill? That might have been thrown in the pot during the poker game, or Ellenson might have carried it as a good luck piece.
Now, you know better than that, Lieutenant. If it had been used in the game, we'd have heard about it. Anyway, that's easy enough to check.
All right, so maybe Carew's dresser did give it to him, but it's only one bill, $10. It's not $2,000. Doesn't really prove anything.
I'm not so sure.
What about Carew being Ellenson's only visitor on the night of the murder?
What about Aggie Thorne, the daughter?
She was home with her husband the whole evening.
Well, that's very convenient. According to the papers, Aggie and her father weren't on the very best of terms. He didn't like her first husband or the tennis bum she's married to now.
Well, you're right about that. He had nothing to do with his daughter ever since she married Tony Alden.
Not even in his will?
Oh, Herb, I ruled that motive out when I found out Ellenson had 2 flop shows recently. They nearly cleaned the guy.
Well, Mr. Maris, they told me you were here.
Oh, Bob, I've been trying to get you. I've been talking to Carew.
I just talked to him myself. He wants to change his plea, Mr. Maris. He wants to plead guilty.
Each of us, at one time or another, has reached a point when defeat seems preferable to fighting a losing battle. Carew, old, lonely, tired, disillusioned, had chosen the dramatic way out.
I understand that a man of my age and name must find a way to go down with dignity, with colors flying and pennons waving, bearing the slings and arrows of outrageous.
But you may not have to bear the slings and arrows. I'm trying to tell you there is a chance.
If I plead and grovel like a rodent in a cage, no, not I. I shall at least have made my choice before the curtain rings down. I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees.
Bob, try and talk to him, will you? I've got work to do.
Mr. Carew, if you'd only let us try.
Young man, I could quote you 70 lines from Shakespeare on the subject of hope. They are not for me.
Excuse me. The rehearsal's over. They've all gone home. I want to see Miss Thorne. You a friend?
Is that you, Tony?
Miss Thorne? My name is Maris, Herbert Maris.
Oh, yes, I met you with Bob Collins.
I'd like to talk to you for a minute.
Sure, come on in. I'm just waiting for my husband. He's late as usual.
It's about your husband and your father.
Look, Mr. Myers. You've read the newspapers. You think you're going to dig up any more dirt?
I'd better explain. I'm not a reporter.
No, then what are you?
A lawyer. I'm here because I think the wrong man goes on trial next week for the murder of your father.
I've been through this all before, with the police, with Cowles.
I don't know what you felt toward your father, but with your help, we might find out who killed him.
I loved my dad, and he loved me. We just didn't agree about the kind of men I married.
What did he have against your husband?
An ex-tennis star isn't exactly a millionaire. Dad thought I should be provided for, like he used to. When Tony and I got married, he cut us off. We struggled along without him.
You've managed all right so far.
Oh, this? Little present from Dad when I divorced my first husband. It's been in and out of the hawk shop a few times since.
This play, that account for it coming out again?
No, about a week ago, Tony made a killing at the tennis club. You see, he gambles when he plays. Oh, I think that must be him.
Hi, baby. You ready?
Darling, this is Mr. Merritt, the lawyer.
What can we do for you?
Your wife tells me you had a good day last week.
Good day?
Playing tennis. She says you won quite a sum of money.
Oh, that. Well, I guess I was playing with some of my old form again. What's this all about?
Mr. Merritt has been doing some checking. He doesn't think Carew is guilty.
Oh? Well, if I can be of any help.
When was the last time you saw your father-in-law?
I never saw much of him at all. As you might know, Paul was against my marrying Aggie.
But you visited him at his apartment.
Once with Aggie. Then we went to tell him about our marriage. The next time I went alone. He left word at the desk that I wasn't welcome. I never tried again after that.
And you didn't see him the night he was murdered?
Not alive. The police called us to the apartment. Sorry, baby. This is pretty rough on her, Mr. Maris.
I understand.
Look, if you have any more questions, why don't you come and have lunch with us?
No, thanks. I'd better be getting along.
We'll just call. Anytime.
Goodbye.
You take him on. I've had it.
Hi.
Hi.
You a friend of Tony Alden?
Well, I know him. I think he's gone already.
You been having much luck lately?
Luck? What do you mean?
Well, I know he's in the habit of betting when he plays. I wondered if he'd won any real money recently.
No, he hasn't won quite a while. He's been having a losing streak, in fact. Cost him plenty.
Could he have won and you not know anything about it?
No, it's not likely, mister. See, he owes everybody around the club money, and, well, the minute he wins a buck, everybody knows.
Looks like you all lost your chance to collect. Last time I saw him, he was loaded. Said he wanted playing.
No, we collected. He showed up around here last week pretty flush, but he didn't make it plain.
He tell you where he got the money?
No, I figure, well, maybe his wife or even her old man. All I know is it's a good thing he got it. We don't like losers around here that can't pay up, mister.
I see. Well, thanks.
Yeah, say, does he owe you money, too?
No, I was just thinking of betting on him. But thanks to you, I've changed my mind.
Sorry. No one allowed. They're rehearsing.
Tell Miss Thorne it's Herbert Maris.
I have instructions not to let anybody... Oh. Yes, sir. It's a wild goose chase, Herb. As far as I'm concerned, we're not going to get any more information out of her than we already have.
You don't know that. It's worth a try.
It better be worth it.
You'll be able to sleep tonight knowing.
Thanks.
You wanted to see me?
Miss Thorne, this is Lieutenant Weston.
Miss Thorne, on the night of your father's death, your husband was home with you?
That's right.
The whole evening?
Yes.
He never left even for a few minutes?
Look, would you tell me what this is all about? I have a rehearsal to get back to.
Last week, your husband told you he won some money. Do you know exactly how much?
1,500, maybe more. I don't know.
Then it could be more. Closer to 2,000?
Are you trying to say that Tony took my father's money?
Miss Thorne, we're not making accusations. We're just trying to establish a few facts.
You're trying to involve Tony in something he knows nothing about. Now, you get out of here. Go on, get out.
Well, let's get out. You coming, Counselor?
I think I'll stay a little while.
You know, you're not exactly getting popular with her.
Must be my prying personality.
Yeah. I'll see you later.
here, baby. What's the matter? No kiss tonight?
Maris was here again with a police lieutenant.
Oh? What do you want?
Tony, there's nothing to it. You're not involved in anything.
Baby, how could you even think I was?
I hope I'm not interrupting.
Well, it's Mr. Maris.
I thought you had gone.
Well, we always have time for Mr. Maris, honey. Any luck with your investigation?
I'm getting warmer by the minute.
Good. What's on your mind?
You went out the night of the murder, didn't you?
No. I never left the house.
Is that right, Miss Thorne?
I told you that already.
You also told me you loved your father.
Of course I did.
How could you love him and cover up for Tony here?
Now, hold on a minute. She's told you the truth.
Is that so, Miss Thorne?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Now, take it easy. We said we'd be happy to help. But that doesn't include getting a third degree.
Ask him where he got that money last week. He certainly didn't win it playing tennis.
What's going on here, Maris? Is this some kind of a gag or something?
Your story about winning at tennis is pretty stupid, Tony. You may have to furnish the people that lost you. Did you ever think of that?
Get out of here, honey.
Miss Thorne, if you really loved your father, you'd want to see his murderer caught, no matter who it was.
Tony, you said you were at the club that night.
Shut up, baby. Can't you see what he's trying to do? He knows Carew is guilty. He's just trying to pin it on someone else.
You had gambling debts to pay off, didn't you, Tony? So you went up to see Ellison.
I told you he refused to see me.
You were afraid they'd stop you at the desk, so you went up the back way. Ellison refused you the money, so you hit him.
You're asking for it, mister.
I don't think your wife's going to help you anymore, Tony.
You've had it, Maris. I can handle you really.
It would take your kind of strength, the kind of weak old man like Carew didn't have to kill a man with a single blow.
Kill him, I know that now. You did, you did, you did, you did, you did, you did, you did!
Hold it, Tony. Stay where you are, Macdonald. I'll cover the front, Herb. Tony, get up.
Honey, you gotta believe me. I didn't mean to kill him. I only wanted for him to help us.
Why? Why did you?
I was afraid he wouldn't give us the money we needed. You know how he was. I saw the money and I just took it. Then I heard him coming and I got scared. I knew he wouldn't let me keep it. I just got scared.
All right, Alden.
You heard enough?
Yes, I heard enough. I followed you back, Herb. But I couldn't make my move till he made his play. Let's go.
Baby. Honey, you gotta understand. I didn't mean to kill him.